Today is in the gospel, we have that great message about the prayer, how to pray to our God. And that Jesus Christ is very clear that when we are praying to God, we have to make sure that there's room to God to answer for our prayers. We cannot just saying prayers over and over, all the litanies and everything, and then we are thinking that we are all set. But we have to remember that the prayer is a conversation with Jesus Christ. So we have to pray, but then we have to make sure that we have the room for God to answer, to do His will. Like in our Father, Jesus Christ gave us the perfect prayer. This is the only prayer given by Jesus Christ. Because He said to disciples, if you are struggling with a prayer, you have to pray like that. And in that prayer is very important line. Thy will be done. His will be done. And we have to make sure that whenever we are praying, when we are using our words, when we are using the words from the prayer book, that we have that time of silence, that the God can speak, that we can apply His message into our lives. Because we are very busy, and it's so hard to observe the silence into our life, even during the Mass, when we are outside, because the world loves noise. And even when we are sitting alone in our homes, in our room, whatever, we have to have the TV on, we have to have the radio on or whatsoever, because it's so hard to be in silence. But the God is in silence. He's speaking to us through the silence. That's why whenever almost all my retreats were in silence in the seminary. So we had that extra time that God can speak into our hearts. So we have to make sure that we have that room in our daily routine, that we have that room for Jesus Christ. And we are not like the pagans, that we are praying a lot of words and we are asking for this and that, because this is not the perfect prayer. Because we have to, when we are praying, we have to say, if it is according to your will. But sometimes we are just asking, oh, Jesus, you have to do this and that, and I need this in my life, and we are praying for different kinds of graces. But then when we receive them, we also have to make sure that we have time to say thank you to Jesus Christ for the graces, because we are taking everything for granted. Even right now, we are in the church, and we can worship God again. So it is a great opportunity to be thankful for that, for just that presence that we can be here around Jesus Christ. So let us pray today that His will be done, and let us make sure that we have that room for Jesus, that we have that space for Him in our lives, in our prayers, that He can speak to us. And the greatest prayer that He can speak to us all the time is adoration, that we can be face-to-face with Jesus Christ. And this is the greatest prayer. Even when the tabernacle is closed like now, and when we are praying in the church after the Mass or during the Mass, this is the greatest prayer, because we can be face-to-face with Him, And we don't have to say any words, because our presence is the prayer. Our presence and our belief that He is in that house is a prayer too. So let us remember that we have to pray, but we have to make sure that His will be done, that He is in charge, not we. Amen.